Welcome to Inside Sim Racing. I'm Billy Strange, and in this edition of Test Drive, I'll be racing in Dirt Rally on the PC with the Peugeot 306 Maxi F2 kit car at Wales. That's a mouthful. Running the GT Omega ART chassis with the T300 wheelbase and the 599 Evo rim from Thrustmaster. Also using the T3PA Pro pedals and the TH8A Shifter from Thrustmaster. These front-wheel drive cars, like this Peugeot 306, they can be very difficult to drive because they are fairly quick. Start off the line here, feather the throttle just a little bit so the front wheels don't spin quite as bad. You're kind of going uphill, so you've got more traction loss than usual. And this car and Wales, whoa, like that, sometimes equals death. Trying to avoid the curbs and the little hillsides on the right hand side. It's just, the stage is just very unforgiving. In fact, all of Wales in Dirt Rally is very unforgiving, and with these cars you've got to remember not to counter steer, because that's a tendency that we all usually have with a rear wheel drive car, is you want to counter steer as you're trying to steer into the slide, but treat this like a four-wheel drive car. Once you get about a third of the way through the turn, you need to point that car where you want to go and get back in the throttle. Otherwise, it's not going to react appropriately or the way you think it should. I've changed the settings for the car, so I usually soften up the diffs so you don't get that on-throttle understeer. And right there you can see, well, actually it was kind of difficult, but I'm using the TH8A Shifter as a handbrake per Darren's tutorial. Yeah, softening the diff settings helps it not do some of the things that front-wheel drive cars have a tendency to do. Also, softening up the damper settings, and actually on this car, softening up the rear springs helps it so when you're going over all these small and major undulations and jumps and what have you, the car just settles a little better when it lands, so it doesn't bounce and then take off in an odd direction. Now I'm running 900 degrees of rotation. One of the biggest things that I've found that helps the car too is if you're having a problem with the back end of the car doing a snap oversteer under braking, the back end of the car is trying to pass the front end. Just go ahead and dial in some more front brake. That's what I've done. It seems to calm this car down quite a bit, because you got to understand that there's not as much weight on the back end of the car, especially with those drive wheels being up front. Everything is towards the front of the car. You've got a high roll center because these cars are tall, so weight transfer is a big deal. And when it starts getting into the corner and you lay on the brake too hard, it's going to want to make that back end kick around. And some people like doing that. I don't. I want to feel like I'm in control of what the car is doing. Again, that front brake will help you out a lot when you dial in some more. It's a personal preference thing, but I find that helps me quite a bit. Picked kind of a foggy stage for us here as we go in. Tight right-hander, there's the handbrake again. Little over rotation, but not too bad. And shortening the gear ratio too, and this car helps quite a bit. So here we are at the end of the stage. Here we go. It was a pretty decent run. In fact, that was my fastest run at a 3:15 from the times I practiced. This is, when you're in the league, it's a one-shot deal. So we're 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Soak that in. I didn't think I did that bad, but 15 seconds behind the fastest guy. There's some people out there that are just insanely fast. I'm fairly average, I feel. But that puts us in sixth, or rather me. I'm including you guys with me. Sixth. In the league at that stage. I finished about probably in the top 10 or so. And yeah, so I want to thank you guys for getting to this point in the video. I'm going to sign out here. I'm going to let this replay also finish out through the duration of the stage. If you have any suggestions for our test drive series, leave a comment below, and you can also visit the isrtv.com forums and make a suggestion in the test drive section. Click that like button if you did enjoy this episode. It's much appreciated. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.
130. Right 5, keep in. Right 6, continues for 80. And right 5 continues over crest. Right 6 over crest. Into left 3 long. Left 6 through posts, jump 60, crest dip right 3. Left. Caution right 6 crest, jump maybe, left 4 long, over crest. Right 2 over 80, tightens to 1 and opens through. Into left 6 jump maybe, and jump and keep right over jump 100. Keep left over jump maybe through gate, and jump maybe, and caution jump maybe into left 4 crest, care left 5 long, tightens to 1. Right 6 100 over big crest. Right 5, it's a right 5 long, don't cut.